Hey guys, Jonah here, back with a beer review, and yeah, we are all of a sudden in British summertime, where the clocks go forward for some weird reason, so Scottish children and farmers can get up early and all that kind of stuff. They could get up early anyway if they wanted to, but hey, that's what it is. And yeah, this is a weird a weird beer. There's an article in here as well. It's fierce beer. It's not actually this beer. Where is this IPA? It's the next one. There you go. It's that beer. This hazy lowers carbon. Because apparently fierce beer, um, who I have to say are a bit hit or miss for me anyway. I thought they were in real financial trouble, but apparently they're really getting into green stuff. And when I say green, I don't mean the head of the Green Party in the UK, who is an absolute lunatic who doesn't really do much about green things. He's more interested in trans things and all that kind of stuff, which is nothing to do with green. Anyway, Fierce Beer are doing stuff to lower carbon, etc., etc., and hence that is where this beer comes from. Might have to put my glasses on. We'll see how we go. Fierce for Good, it's called, which is cool. I quite like these type things. We'll see if it's any good, the beer itself. But yeah, I like these charity kind of beers. 5% hazy IPA. 5%. I saw. This is not my first beer today, by the way. I saw an IPA, which I had a bit of an argument with the guy Andy from Wansome about, because it's 4.8%, and I was like, mate, that's not an IPA then, is it? And he went, oh well, it could be as high as 5%, and I was like, well, why have you written 4.8 on the can then? On the cask, I should say, the pump clip. Anyway, I don't like arguing with people, but yeah, when you call people out for doing weird stuff, it's right in my thing. Anyway, this hazy lowers carbon. I'll see if I can work out how it does. Oh, because the cut from the profits, there we go, it even says it up there, goes to Fierce for Good Foundation. So apparently that's how they offset their carbon with money. What they could do is collect the carbon dioxide from making this beer and then selling that. Maybe that would offset it a bit. Anyway, what I like about the can is it tells you what all the hops are. We've got Galaxy, Mosaic, and Citra. Apparently, we've got tropical fruit, pine, and grass. Flavour is juicy, bittersweet, and fruity. Very nice. What else have we got in here? Oh, we've got oats and wheat. We've got the trifecta. Obviously, we've got barley as the third one. Anyway, I've got high hopes for this. I mean, yeah, Citra, Mosaic, very, very common hops. But yeah, smells so good. And because this is a small can, I've gone for the small glass. There you go, Canterbury Brewing and Distillers, the Foundry. If you're over in these here parts, otherwise you probably wouldn't know where that was, but it's a brewery in Canterbury. They've got a fantastic restaurant and tap room, and yeah, ever since COVID, they have been distilling as well, because they couldn't sell their beer, so they made some beer, or they made a mash, and I don't think they actually put the hops in. And they thought, what are we going to do with this? I know, let's turn it into whiskey or gin or whatever it was. So, yeah, fair dues. Look at that. My God. Is it going to focus on there instead of my cap? I don't know if I've worn this before, 1976 vintage, just like me. That is a definite two finger in this bad boy. Oh, look at that. That is, see those huge bubbles? They are definitely not going to hang around for very long. So yeah, we better get to drinking this bad boy. Not fully opaque, but pretty much so. Lovely colour as well. It's a kind of straw kind of colour, which is good considering it is now after Lammas Day. Let's get a picture of this bad boy. And we'll turn that around there. Sorry, Canterbury Rose, but it's all about the beer, this one. Boom! There we go. What was the other one? I've totally forgotten what the other hop was. Galaxy. Citra Mosaic Galaxy. I imagine that's where the pine and the green stuff is coming from. Really, really good. Yeah, really Zemen? Oh, really lemon, really zesty. All that kind of jazz. Yes, yes, yes. I have been in the Royston already. And I've had a couple of beers. So what can I say? Right, cheers and beers. Let's dive in. Oh, that is really nice. It has a touch of that kind of dish water, kind of soapy stuff. So when I say lemon, actually, it's kind of crisping up a little bit. I wonder what the malts and hops in there are. Obviously, there's some sort of wheat, maybe Vienna, that kind of type of malt. Yeah, it's not a superbly creamy tasting beer. So there's a little bit there in the background. So it's had a little splintering, scattering, if you like, of the oats. I'd say this is predominantly wheat, but it's just giving that kind of chalkiness, which I'm not sure where that comes from. Acidulated malt, sometimes I get that from. Yeah, it's chalky, or sometimes they do put some salts and things back into the beer. Maybe that's what it is, but pardon me. Quite well carbonated, hence the massive head. Yeah, it's not a superb example of a hazy. Did they say it was an IPA? Yeah, they did. 5% on the hazy IPA 5. Is it 5 or was it 6? God, I need to put my glasses on. What's that saying? 5. Yeah, there we go. 5% on the IPA. And I've closed the magazine down, otherwise I might have read more into that article. Should get out in the garden and kind of check it out, but I haven't, dear viewer. I have been at work today, so. Oh, a working man does deserve drinking some beer. And this is the first review I've done since that ridiculous. Let me tell you about that. Let me pour some more beer and I'll tell you about what happened. You've probably seen the video. The video was well out of sync, shall we say? But it was because what happened? I was doing the video, and then all of a sudden my computer just blanked out and turned off. And I was like, "What the hell?" And then when I tried to upload what I'd recorded to do my bare minimum of editing, which is my way, it put the sound out of sequence, and I was like, what the hell's going on? So I've no idea what that was. If I had the time, I might have been able to separate the sound from the video, pull the sound or pull the video, whichever way, pull it back into sync. But it would have been a right ball ache. And I did try to render the video. I think I stopped at about 3 times because this has happened before. And I'm really not sure what the hell is going on. I think it might be the heat and my laptop not being a desktop. It's getting well overheated, especially when I did the upgrade to Windows 11. Please, Jesus Christ, do not do that. If you got a choice, it's Satan. Yeah, it's probably the worst move I've ever done. Upgrading it. And I'm not really a computer guy, you know. I'm old now, or I'm middle-aged at the very least, and yeah, it was just bizarre. So I've got a new tactic, which we'll see if this works, and we'll see if I actually remember to do it as well, because those two things don't often go in sync with a kind of addled old man's brain. However, oh, more carbon dioxide coming up. My goodness, this is really a heavily carbed beer. And it says carbon, yeah, lowering carbon. Look, this hazy lowers carbon. No, it doesn't. I'm belching for England. My God, what's going on? So, dear viewer, my solution, I will let you into the secret, is when I actually record this video that I'm doing now, I'm unplugging it from the internet. So anything that Windows is trying to do in the background, it tends to do extra stuff when it's connected and it's speaking to the Chinese or the aliens or whoever it's speaking to at the other end, saying, John is making another video. Let's try and work out what he's doing. I'll give you that information for free if you really wanted it. You don't have to keep spying on me. Yeah, so anyway, I'm unplugged and I've turned the Wi-Fi off as well. So it shouldn't be doing anything else apart from recording this video. Let me just put my hand over there. Yeah, it's not very warm. I tell you what though, when I start editing the video and rendering it and then uploading it, it's gonna get really, really hot. So yeah, I think the computer, when it's connected to the internet, it's trying to do stuff that I don't want it to do. But yeah, what can I do when I'm not really understanding what it's something to do with Windows. I'm almost certain of it, but how can I if I turn the wrong thing off, it'll muller my computer. So this is my low-tech solution. Just don't connect to the outside world, and we'll see if we can render some good videos and that kind of stuff. Anyway, let me finish this off, and you guys can get on your way because this video's been going on a little bit longer. Oh, yeah, apart from that chalkiness in there, that is, and it's a little bit light on hops as well. That's not a bad hazy. I would call this a hazy pale. It's borderline IPA. One, it's only just 5%, so technically it could be an IPA, but it's not hoppy enough either. So yeah, it's not an IPA. I'd say this is like a hazy modern style pale ale, which tastes quite nice. And then it's got that weird kind of chalky, acidulated, is that the right word? You know, one of those type of hops in there that's giving it that kind of chalky thing. Or maybe they put some additions into the water. Some people do that too, with compounds in the water, trying to pull out the hops a little bit more, especially in IPAs. But this isn't an obscene bitter. It's not a West Coast IPA. God knows why you'd want to do it in a hazy IPA. But hey, that is what it is. Yeah. What do you think of this beer? If you've tried this one, this is a Beer 52 one, obviously. This hazy lowers carbon. I like the idea behind it, but yeah, it's not going to score huge, yeah, points from me. But neither is it going to get negative points because I've had some fierce beers in the past that were absolutely gash. Yeah, they were kind of rotten and minging. This one, though, not too bad. Guys, this has been Unclejona, drinking beer for your entertainment and waxing lyrical about all kinds of things that pop into my mind whilst drinking beer. So hopefully you see me as a, yeah, an old codger down the pub that talks to anyone, talks to strangers and that kind of stuff. And believe me, I've done my fair share of that too. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll be back with another beer review, and that'll be coming up real damn soon.